Hello, this is Steve Kubby. Welcome to Kubby TV, and today we're going to talk about the Emerald Cup. That's right, for 10 years in the secret locations of the Emerald Triangle, pot growers from the Emerald Triangle have gotten together to see whose weed is the best. And there's a few rules. It has to be organic, it has to be grown completely outdoors. There's other categories that they're starting now, but for 10 years, the outdoor organic Emerald Cup has reigned supreme. But this year, they're taking it out of the secrecy, the hidden locations, and they're going to hold the Emerald Cup in Sonoma County Fairgrounds. Very public, in the town of Santa Rosa, a major town here in Northern California. And what a lineup of bands they've got. Big Brother, Canned Heat, and the Jefferson Starship. Seriously, this is going to be an amazing event. Now, usually cannabis judging is pretty bogus. I mean, everybody gets together one night and smokes a whole bunch of weed, and somehow they're able to tell which weed is better. This judging will be done by pros, people that judge weed for major dispensaries. It'll be over a long period of time, so they'll really have an opportunity to judge each one on its own merits. And they're doing it right. So I gave Tim, my old friend from up at Area 101 in Mendocino, where I used to live, I gave him a call. I asked him what's up, and it's going to happen this December. Here's the interview that I did by phone with Tim. Hey, Tim, Steve Kubby, Kubby TV.
Yep.
We're hearing wonderful things about the upcoming Emerald Cup, and I was wondering if you could fill us in.
Well, this year we've made the move from the heart of the Emerald Triangle down to Sonoma County at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds in Santa Rosa, and we're very excited about the move. We had a lot of trepidation at first, kind of moving out of our home, but we've realized that it's extended all over the state and all over the country. So cannabis has taken over. We all see the changes, and it's exciting.
Well, isn't it pretty bold to have a cannabis judging cup publicly in Sonoma County Fairgrounds? How does that work?
Well, it's all legal. It's a medicinal cannabis competition, and we're not doing any super concentrates or oil, and we're not doing any edibles at this point this year. So it's a flowers contest with ice water hash competition, and it's completely legitimate. And we've got the buyers from Harborside and Peace and Medicine and Spark and all the largest collectives in Northern California working with us as judges and intakes. So it's completely above board. A long ways from where it started, and no, we feel very comfortable with it. We're having law enforcement come in. We're having LEAP, Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, be our security. We're going to have every major attorney there, and so I think this is a little different type of affair from most of the other gatherings.
Well, I'm sorry, Tim, but you're just a little too blasé about this. This is historic, what you're doing.
Well, thank you. We are starting to feel that. One of the things, without tooting our horn, is that we proposed to the Sonoma County folks that we were going to do a cannabis country fair, the version of going to the fairgrounds and seeing all the animals and seeing the different fruits and vegetables and, a wonderful celebration. And so instead of, a real, a different type of show, we're not bringing the rap in or the hip-hop or electronic, although I love the music. And we're bringing in the Starship and the Canned Heat Group and, Big Brother and Revolution, one of the best Cali reggae bands in the country right now, and so we're gonna really do a little different presentation, and it's all organic, and the food's all organic, and so I'd like to consider ourselves, kind of the higher end, high ground. Well, on Saturday, we're going to go with Jay Boog opening for Revolution, which is now, like I said, one of the largest Cali reggae bands in the country. California reggae is roots reggae is a little different. It's the lyrics are a little bit more suited to the kids in this generation. The music's a little bit more, kind of a little more pop. Got some synthesizer in there, almost like a Sublime sound. I really like it. I can see why the younger people really like it also. It's great music, and so is Jay Boog. And so on Saturday we're kind of giving our salute to the younger generation, and then on Sunday we're coming back and we're gonna salute or tip our hats to where it all started, which is with the old schoolers, Canned Heat and Big Brother and Jefferson Starship with Paul Kantner and his group. And I've been wanting to see these guys most of my life. Anybody our age or my age grew up, listening to On the Road Again and all those songs. They were the anthems of our generation.
They are, and I understand that Gracie Slick is going to be in attendance as well.
We don't know about attendance. She has some health issues, which may make it tough for her to show up, but her art is going to show up for sure. We're honored to have Grace's art there. I would love to have her show up if health issues prevail, and she can, but she's promoting it for us. She's got a picture of the White Rabbit, or not a picture, but a drawing that she did with a joint in their hand, his hand, and so it's really, she's very much positive down for cannabis. She has a 420 collection, and again, anybody from our generation who was a male all looked up to Grace. She was, one of the, not only the hot babes of the 60s and 70s, but she was intelligent and progressive, and she led the way for people like Chrissy Hyde and, all the females that followed her. Really opened that up. Very independent and strong-willed.
Now, what can you tell us about the Emerald Cup? I know it's got a pretty noble history for the past 10 years.
Well, I think the most important thing about us is the integrity of the competition. We go to great lengths to ensure that, unlike all the other cups that have followed us, that we're not selling anything to anybody. We're not buying it, and nobody's going to buy the competition. It's all about the people. So you enter individually. You're judged by some incredible judges. There's only a number, and that's all the judges get. They don't get even any testing results. And then they get together, and 10 different judges spend 6 weeks going over the entries and going over each one individually. Each one gets smoked, and we put a scoring system together where it's a 50-point score for a perfect with 10 points, 1 to 10 for looks, taste, and smell, and then a 1 to 10 for the high and the effects, but that's a double score. So it's weighted towards the high, but you've got to have the looks and the presentation and the smell there also. So they go to great lengths. Like I said, Rick from Harvard, we're honored to have him in there, and he showed up this weekend at our first judges meeting, and I asked him, because these are pros, Harborside, and I said, what do you guys think? And Rick was like, yeah, I'm impressed by what you. So that meant a lot to me, because we go to such lengths to ensure that the right strain and the right entry gets chosen. So we have a top 20. We've added a Breeders' Cup this year because strains are becoming so important in branding. The last 2 years, I've watched about 20 seed companies start. The proliferation of seed companies is going to really blow people away over the next few years. And so we tried to figure out the rules for that, of how to do a Breeders' Cup, and it became a little bit difficult to really figure it out between all the different people, whether it should be an F1 or 5, how many years you've back-crossed it. So for this year, we made it simple. If you bred the strain and you started and you grew that plant, you mark it off when you come in, and you're automatically in the Breeders' Cup, which is going to be the highest score between the judges of the strain and entry that was produced by seed. So it may be the winner, it may be number 10, but that one's going to get a special award for the Breeders' Cup. And then, of course, we got the CBD contest. The highest rated CBD will win, and so we're excited.
All right, well, I'll see you there at the Emerald Cup in Santa Rosa at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds, December 14th and 15th. Be there or stay in your chair. Meantime, this is Steve Kubby wishing you a great 420 day. So heavy where I stand. The indecision builds within my twisted sense of self.